Hello everyone, I'm Frank and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's very hard puzzle, and it's called Angel Investigations by Mad Tias and Viking Prime. And here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. We have cells along a German whisper line must differ in value by at least 5. Interesting. Differ in value by at least 5. So, for example, if this were, say, a 3, the values in this cell would have to be 8 or above. And we don't know what specifically the above is, because we have other rules which increase and decrease value. But they decrease value to 0. They don't decrease to a negative. So therefore, it's only 8 and above which this cell's value can be. And there could be multiple reasons, or not multiple reasons. It could be like an 8 or 9 by itself, or it could be a Nosferatu cell, which we'll get to later, because that can increase in value. So that's an example of how German whisper lines work. We have white Kropke dots separate two cells of consecutive value. Black Kropke dots separate two cells where one is double the value of the other. So, for example, if this was, say, a 6, this would have to be a 5 or 7 to make sure that these digits are consecutive values. Assuming these are not prey and not Nosferatu cells, then this would be, if this is 6, this would have to be a 5 or 7. You could potentially have a Nosferatu cell there. You can't have a prey cell for certain reasons. And we'll get to that later. For the black cells, say this was a value of 4, then the value of this cell would have to be 2 or 8. I guess I should say it that way. If the value here was 6, this would have to have a value of 5 or 7 here. If this is a value of 4, this would have to have a value of 2 or 8 here, because it must maintain the 1 to 2 ratio between them. And that's an example of how the Kropke dots work, both white and black. And finally, well, not finally, this is the explanation of Nosferatu and prey cells. So we need to place a Nosferatu and prey cells into the grid so that there is exactly one Nosferatu cell and one prey cell in each row, column, and box. So there's one of each in each of those sets. Every row, every column, and every box has one Nosferatu cell and one prey cell, because no cell may share a role. So you have to have one of each. You can't have them one cell being both. Each Nosferatu cell and prey cell must contain a different digit from others of its same type. So you cannot have repeats in the digits of the Nosferatu cells, and you can't have repeats in the same all the prey cells. There has to be one of each digit in each set. A Nosferatu cell, I should say, I think, oh, the value, okay, I missed that. So the value of a Nosferatu cell is the sum of the digits within the Nosferatu and prey cells of the same box. The same box, remember. So remember, there's one of each prey cell and a Nosferatu cell in each row, column, and box, but the value of the Nosferatu cell is specifically the digits, the sum of the digits, which are in the Nosferatu and prey cells in the same box. So say we had a Nosferatu cell here, and then a Prey cell here. And say this was 6 and 8. The value of this Nosferatu cell is 14, which is a sum of the 6 and the 8, which is the digits in the Nosferatu and the Prey cells in that box. Also, and the value of a Prey cell is 0. So this would actually work here, because the value, assuming this is not Nosferatu, or Prey, well, it can't be Prey, because we only have one Prey per row and column. So this value would be 6, and this value would be 0. And they can have a value, they would have a value difference of at least 5. Because, again, the value of this cell is 0, the value of this cell is 14. And finally, there is a Nosferatu lurking somewhere within the quad of cells surrounding the magnifying glass. Actually, I'm going to make Prey cells blue, because those are the ones preyed upon. Green will be neither cell. So green will be basically, it can't be Prey and it can't be Nosferatu. So there is a Nosferatu somewhere within the quad of cells surrounding this magnifying glass. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, the one that stands out to me the most are the boxes here in box 2 and box 4. Basically, it's saying you have 3 sets of consecutive digits, right? Whether it's like 1, 2, 3, 6, 8, 6, 7, 8, etc., etc. The thing is, you're guaranteed a Prey cell in a box. So that's a value of 0. Well, what digits can 0 be consecutive? What values can 0 be consecutive with? It's 0 can be consecutive with only 1, which can be consecutive with only 2 then. So you're guaranteed in these boxes to have a value of 0, 1, and 2 because of the Prey cell. And how can you have a value of 1 just by having the digit 1? How can you have a value of 2 just by having the digit of 2? There's also a Nosferatu cell, but it's got to be the sum. Oh, that's going to be interesting. So you're guaranteed a 0, 1, and 2 in both of these boxes. So one of these digits here is a 1. One of these digits is a Prey, and the other digit is a 2 in one of these settings. So we're guaranteed a 1 here. We're guaranteed a 1 here because of that. So we know one of those is a 1. Interesting. Nosferatu can possibly extend beyond 9, but it doesn't have to, right? The only way it extends, though, so the Nosferatu has to add up to either 10 or less. If it adds up to 11 or more, there's no other value that can be consecutive with it because you only have one Nosferatu per box. So therefore, the highest value left would be a 9. What happens if you have 10? You have 10, 9, and 8. That means the Nosferatu's 10. We have 9 and 8. The other 3 digits by themselves, without a Nosferatu or Prey, must be consecutive. So it's either 4, 5, 6. It could be... You can't have 3, 4, 5, because then the remaining digits are 6 and 7, which adds up to 13. You could have 4, 5, 6, but that doesn't work because 5 has to be in the middle there. So 4, 5, 6 does kind of work if you have 3 and 7 to add up to the 10, and then it has it with 9 and 8. But the problem there is 5 is not going to be. That would mean the middle values are 1, 5, and 9. And 5 can never be 5 or more away from 1 or 9. 5 has to be next to a Nosferatu, which has a higher value if that's the case. I don't think that's going to work. So you cannot have 4, 5, and 6. So say you had. Okay, so we tried 3, 4, 5. That doesn't work because the remaining digits are 6, 7, which add up to 13. 4, 5, 6 works, but the problem is the 5 would be in the middle and would be on a German whisper line next to a 1 and a 9, which is not possible. And 5, 6, 7, the remaining digits add up to 3 and 4, which doesn't work. So you can't have a 10. So you have 0, you have 1 and 2 already accounted for in the box. You have a prey, obviously. So you can't have a 10. But you could have something like 9, 8, 9. You could have 8, 7, 8, 8, 9, 8. All that stuff. Oh. Interesting. Okay. So we've shown you can't have a 10 that works. Right? Because if you had a 10, that's definitely the Nosferatu. It has to be next to 9 and 8. So it would either be 4, 6 as a pair, or 3, 7 as a pair. 3, 7, 4, 6 doesn't work because then the other 3 digits aren't consecutive. And 3, 7 doesn't work because then that forces 5 to be in the middle, which has to be next to a 1 or a 9 on this German whisper line, or whisper 5 line as I like to call them. And it can't be. So therefore, the Nosferatu cannot add up to 10. That means the 9 can never be in the Nosferatu or the prey in these boxes. Because if it's there, then it adds up to at least 10. Actually, 8 can't be either, right? If 8 is in the Nosferatu or prey, it's at minimum 8 plus 3. 7 can't be in the Nosferatu and prey. So 7, 8, and 9 cannot be in the Nosferatu or prey. Because 7 plus 3, which you have to have because you have 0, 1, and 2, 7 and 3 add up to 10, and we've shown 10 does not work. So 7, 8, and 9 cannot be in the prey. It could be 9, 8, 7, and 5, 6, 7, with the 3 and 4 adding up to 7. But then the crazy thing here is if that's the case, 1 has to be in the middle. So then this would be 1 with 0 and 2. So 1 and 2 can't be here. 1 and 2 can't be here. 0 can never be in a 1 to 2 ratio with another digit because 2 times 0 would be 0. So the only digit here that could be here would be a Nosferatu. But we can't have 1 and 2 in either of these sets. So that eliminates the possibility of 2, 4, 8 by itself. You could have 4, 8, 4. Oh, you could have 4, 8, 16. So that could actually work that way then. It would have to be 4, 8, 16 then, if that's the case. Which is possible. Okay. So that was not correct. Okay. So we have 3, 4 as the prey and the Nosferatu. Then having that with 6 and 5 to be consecutive. You have 7, 8, and 9 by itself being consecutive. You are definitely have a 9, so it definitely has to go to an 8. And you could have the 3, 4, I guess, be part of that, adding up with 3, 4, 8, 9. The question is, can it ever be 8, 9, 8? And I think the answer to that is no. So I think you always have to have 9, 8, 7, right? Again, we can't have 10, 9, 8. 9, 8, 7 cannot be part of the Nosferatu or Prey because of that. And because of that, 9 has to be with an 8 guaranteed. It could be 9, 8, 7. Oh, it could be 9, 8, 9. That's possible. Part of the question, though, also would be, can 1 ever be on the outside of these, on the Whisper 5 line? So it would have to be low, high, and low. So that would be there 3 or 4 here. Obviously, you can't have 3 here. So it would have to be 4. So if that in that case, it would be 1, 4, and they would have to surround a 9. So it would have to be 8, 9, 8. But then the problem is to add up to 8 would have to be 3 and 5. And then 4 wouldn't be consecutive with any other digit, right? 4 would be consecutive. It would have to have 7, 6, and 7 remaining. So you cannot have 8, 9, 8. I think you're guaranteed this has to be 1 here. This is 1 here. This is 1 here. And this is obviously normal. This is normal. One of these two is prey. The other one is a 2. So one of these is prey, which means prey cannot be any more here. Prey cannot be any more here. So this cannot be 2, 4, and 8 here. You can't have 1 or 2 here. So I think this has to be 3, 6. If it's 4 and 8 this way, like this has to be 4, 8, and 16. You can't have 2 digits adding up to 2. And you try to have 2 digits adding up to 4. So as 4, 8, 4, the problem is one of them has to be 1. And the other one's 3. But we can't have a 1 here. Oh, but the 1 could be as a prey. Oh, that's so many thoughts. Oh. Okay. The 1 could be the prey, not the Nosferatu. We definitely know one of these is Nosferatu. So one of these is Nosferatu. Because there's no other way that 3 unique digits can ever add up to be in a 1 to 2 ratio without 1 or 2. So then these are high. One of them has to be 8. The other one is 6. Does that work? So these are both high. That means there must be some flipping going on here. Because, okay, so on a normal German whisper line, in normal Sudoku, all the low digits must be next to high digits, and you always alternate. So if this alternated in the normal pattern, you'd have low, high, low, high, low, high. And obviously that's a problem. But both of these have to be high. And so one of these must flip. Which means it could be Nosferatu or a prey air. Oh, neither of these can be prey. Well, no, that's not true. That's definitely not true. That's definitely not true. Okay, never mind. I think it has to be, doesn't it have to be 7, 8, 9? So we've proven it can't be 8, 9, 8. If we have 8, 9, and then a Nosferatu adding up to 8. The only Nosferatu that could add up to 8 was to be 3 and 5, which leaves the remaining digits as 4, 6, 7, which are not consecutive. So it has to be 3 and 4 adding up to 7. You can't have 3 and 6. You can't have 3 and 7. You can't have 3 and 8, 3 and 9. You can't have 4 and 5, because then the 3 is by itself. No 4, 6, 3, 5, 7 aren't consecutive. 5 and 6 doesn't work because 3, 4 is not consecutive with 7. 5 and 7 obviously doesn't work. 5, yeah, this is too large. So it has to be 3 and 4 are the prey, and the Nosferatu. Okay, so then this does have to be 4, 8, and 7, 9. Because we know this is a 3-4 combination for the Nosferatus to add up to 7. So in the middle are 6 and 8, right? We have a guaranteed 6 and 8 here, 6 and 8 here, 6 and 8 here, 6 and 8 here. Obviously, so this cannot be 6. Well, unless this is Nosferatu, which it could be. Okay. Obviously, this can't. Neither of these could be 1, but they could be prey. So this is 2 with 3 or 4 here. 2 with 3 or 4. 2 with 3 or 4. 2 with 3 or 4 here. Interesting. So we know one of these is prey. Obviously, neither of these could be prey, but they could potentially be both Nosferatu. We are guaranteed 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. 3, 4, 5, 7, 9 here. And because one of these has to be 3 as Nosferatu and 4 as prey, and one of these has to be 4 as Nosferatu and 3 as prey to add up to 7, we are guaranteed that this cannot be 3 or 4 as prey or Nosferatu. So it cannot be 4, 8, 4, because the 3 would have to be either the prey or the Nosferatu, and we've shown you can't have repeats in that. So we know also Nosferatu's here. We've shown that you can't have 3 be in the prey or the Nosferatu here, because they are, the 3 is prey or Nosferatu in box 2 and 4. So then this has to be 4, 8, and 7 or 9. So then this must be an 8 here. This is 4, 7, or 9 here, and 4, 7, or 9 here. We're guaranteed, if this is not 4 here, that means 4 is here, which means this cannot be 4 here. So 4 would have to be here. So if this is not 4, this is 4, which means this is 2, 3 as the prey, which means 4 has to be the prey here. So it's 2 and 4 here. And therefore, this couldn't include 4 or 1 and 8. So this would have to be some sort of 3 or 6 combination. 6 and 12, 3 or 6. Ooh, it could be... Shoot, no, that's not necessarily true. You could have a Nosferatu there, technically. Okay. Huh. Okay, so these digits cannot be 1, 6, or 8. So we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. Interesting. We know... Okay, so this is guaranteed prey. This is guaranteed prey. We know one of these two is prey. We know one of these two is prey. Therefore, we know Nosferatu in box 5 has to be one of these. So these cannot be Nosferatu, and they can't be prey. We know the prey has to be one of these 4. You could have 3 and 6 here. That's possible. So if there is no Nosferatu here, then this has to be 3 and 6, which means this is 2 and 4, and then this would be Nosferatu. So that means this can't be Nosferatu or Prey either. Because if it were Nosferatu or Prey, okay. So again, we basically are assuming there's no Nosferatu here, which forces this to be 3, 6. This can't be 3. This is a 2, 4 pair. So this can't be 4. This must be the 7 or 9, which is the Nosferatu, to add up to 16. So these cannot be 1, 2, 8, 4, or 7, 9. Right? Because if it's any of those, in this box, 7 and 9 are the Nosferatu and Prey. We have an 8 and a 4 guaranteed in one of these 3 cells. And they see the 0, 1, and 2 get definitely. So no 1, 2 again. It could be 3, no 4. It could be 5. No 7, 8, or 9. So this has to be 6 also. Interesting. So obviously this, okay. If this is not Nosferatu, it's 3, 6 here, which forces this to be 5. This is a 2, 4 pair, and the Prey is 4. So the Prey cannot be 4 here. This is 2, 3. That forces this to be 4. Right. So we're assuming no Nosferatu here. We know one of these is Prey, so this can't be Prey. And assuming no Nosferatu here, this has to be Nosferatu. Okay, this can't be Nosferatu. This is normal. So one of these two is Nosferatu. Let's see. Can this be Nosferatu here? Maybe? Okay, say this was 2 and 3. Then this would have to be a 2, 4 pair. So then this would be 4. That's interesting. So let's just show that assumption. 2, 3 here as a pair. This one becomes 2, 4, so this can't be 4. This is guaranteed to be 4. So we have 4 and 8. This can't be 3. This then has to be a Nosferatu and a normal digit. Right? Because there's no other 2 digits that are in a 1 to 2 ratio here. So the question is, what can those be? You can't have 5 as a normal digit. Because 5... Well, no, that's not true. The Nosferatu here could be fine. Right? Because you could have 7 and... maybe, yeah. 8. You can't have 8. You could have 9. 9 and 1. That would work. Okay. So, unfortunately, I don't think that leads us anywhere. Obviously, you couldn't have 9 as the double digit. What about this? That's interesting. There's a lot of possibilities here, though. I mean, this could be something like 8 and 8, and then we have a Prey in one of these. Wait, no, that doesn't work. I think we have to have a Nosferatu here, right? Huh. Even with 8 and 8, 6 and 6 is really restrictive. Even with 8 and 8. Does it have to be a Nosferatu prey combination? Maybe. No, it could be just a normal digit. It could be 2, right? With a Nosferatu. So any low digit here with a Nosferatu is fine. 3 and 4 can no longer be in Nosferatu or prey. That's interesting. So if there was a 4 here, it doesn't work because it can't be Nosferatu or prey. So none of these could be 4. Because if it obviously you could be 4 as a prey next to 6 or 8, which would be 0, or 4 as a Nosferatu next to 6 or 8. But the problem is that 4 can't be in either of them anymore. So it would be just a normal digit. And 4 cannot be next to 6 or 8 as normal digits. Oh, we know these are normal digits here, too. So these are normal digits because they cannot be Nosferatu or prey. Same with this. You could have 2 or 3 with the other one being Nosferatu. You could even have it being prey and then Nosferatu. So I think one of these is guaranteed to be Nosferatu. It doesn't work for just prey, right? If it's just prey and normal digit, the normal digit has to be a low digit next to 6 or 8. Well, basically next to 8. And then the problem is that 2 or 3 is not going to be 5 or more away from 0. So a guaranteed one of these is Nosferatu. We don't know which. That's interesting. Right, so we have 3 and 4 already set for Nosferatu and Prey. So that's what these would be useful for. We know 7 and 9, one of them right now. So one of them is Prey and one of them is Nosferatu. We don't know which is which. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, whoops. We don't. Right. This is 2, 3, or 4 still here. This cannot be 4. We know this is one of these is Nosferatu. We have 3 and 4 already taken for Nosferatu and Prey. 1 of 7 or 9 is for both. We don't know which though. We'll have these be Prey, so we'll mark that as blue. And then this will be red as Nosferatu. This is interesting. This would be 5. That would be 7, 9. This cannot include 1 or 2. I think we're guaranteed one of these is a 4, right? Say we try to have a 4. If we try to have a 4 here, this becomes 7, 9 here. This would be 2, 3, which would force this to be 2, 4, and that to be 4, and that would be a contradiction. Yes. So 4 cannot be, so 4 is one of these three, and 4 is one of these three. So this can't be 1, 2, 4, or 8. 3 can't be here because that's only consecutive with 4 or 2 in value. I guess you could have 3. No, 3 again cannot be prey and cannot be Nosferatu anymore. Hmm. Interesting. So 3 cannot be here. 3, though, could be here. If this is... Okay, so what happens if this is 3? So if this is 3, this becomes 2 and 4, which means this is 2 and 3. So this can't be 4 anymore. It's 7 and 9 as Nosferatu. This is 4. Obviously, this could not be 3. This could not be 3. This is a 5-6 pair, interestingly enough. 9 can maybe be there. Oh, no. Neither of these are Nosferatu or Prey. So this has to be a 3-6 pair here, which forces this to be 5. Therefore, this would be... No. Oh. Oh, okay. This would not... Sorry. Oh, interesting. 3 cannot be here, because 3 can't be part of Prey or Nosferatu, and you can't double 3 to get a Nosferatu here. This, again, would not be Nosferatu, so this would be Nosferatu. These would not be Nosferatu, so these would be normal digits. You cannot have a 9 here, therefore this would have to be 9 here. This would have to be a 6-7 pair, and that would eliminate 6 here, so it's 5 and 6. We'd have just, what, 5, 7, 9 remaining here. Interesting. Huh. That's if this is 3. Um, 5 doubled would have to be with 9 and 1, so that's possible. 7 doubled could not work with 5 or 9, and obviously 9 doubled would not work. So it would have to be 5, 9, and then this would be 7. The 9 would be preying on the 1, so obviously one of these would be Nosferatu. Ah, and then we'd have a contradiction, because we'd have 9 as a Nosferatu and 9 as a Nosferatu here. Again, you can't have 7 here, because if you had 7 here, the 5 would have to add up to the 9 to be double of it, and you can't have half of 7. And if you try to have 9 doubled, obviously 2 digits can't add up to 9 doubled. 2 unique digits cannot add up to 9 doubled without a 9. So then you'd have a 9 as a Nosferatu here, 9 as a Nosferatu here, which is not allowed. So all we know then is this cannot be 3. Can't be 1, can't be 2, can't be 3, can't be 4, 5, 6, 7, or 9. Is that right? Yeah. Interesting. So if this is 4, this is 2, 3. You have 5, 6. You could have Nosferatu here. Can you ever have 3, 6 here is kind of a question. Maybe not. Maybe not. 9 could be here with 4 and... can 9 be here? I guess you could have 2, 1 and 7, right? Yeah, 1 and 7, 2 and 6 as Nosferatu. Um, hmm. um, Yeesh. Hmm. Okay. This could be Nosferatu, potentially. It cannot be prey. Oh, that's interesting. Hmm. So this can't be prey because it's in a 1 to 2 ratio. That means prey has to be either here, here, or here in column 4. Um, hmm. Doesn't tell us very much. This could be Nosferatu in a 1 to 2 ratio. Yeah, what are the possible Nosferatus here? So say this is Nosferatu. So this is Nosferatu. That means this is not Nosferatu. It's normal. So this has to be Nosferatu here. So 7 and 9. This is 4, which means this can't be 2 and 4. It's 2 and 3, which means this can't be 2 and 3. This is 2 and 4 there. This is then 3 here. This can't be 3 here. Remaining digits are 5, 6, 7, and 9. Okay. This is also 5, 6, 7, and 9. 3. Okay, so 4. This can't be 3. So we have Nosferatu 4 here. We have Nosferatu 3 here. Um... 9 cannot... Okay. 9 cannot be here, period. Because if you had a 9 here... Well, actually, that's not true. This could be 7 or 9 here. I forgot. Hmm. This 5 could be with prey. Hmm. Okay, this is Nosferatu, so all of these are normal. Since all of these are normal, we are guaranteed this is 6 with 5 or 7, with a guaranteed 6 here. So this cannot be 6 here. This is not prey. It could be Nosferatu. This is Nosferatu, so this can't be Nosferatu. So this can't be Nosferatu. So these are normal. Oops. Normal. Therefore, this is normal. Oh. Why didn't I color those? That's weird. Okay, so... Oh, whatever. This is continue. These are normal. So this cannot be the 4. Which means 4 is one of these two. 4 is one of these two. You cannot have both 7 and 9 here. So this must be 5, 6, 7. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Because that would... If you have 7, 8, 9 here, you can't have 4 here because the Nosferatu can't be here. So this has to be 5, 6, 7, which forces this to be 9. And then we have, again, the same thing. This is 6, this is 8. This becomes a 4, 9 pair here. 6 would have to be next to Nosferatu, so this could not be Nosferatu here. This could be prey, or it could be a normal digit. 3 obviously can't be in the Nosferatu. 9 cannot be in the Nosferatu. So 9 cannot be a Nosferatu here, and 9 cannot be doubled to add up to cannot be doubled by a Nosferatu with another digit. So this must be 9. So this would be 9. We'd have a Nosferatu here. 5 could not work, because 5 doubled could not work. 5 could be in the Nosferatu. So if you had 5... Okay, so this cannot be 5, 6, and 7. Because... So this would have to be 8. And then this would have to be 6, because the 5, 6, 7 would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this has to be 8 with either 3 or 9, or 9 and guaranteed 9 and 3 or 7. This can't be 9. This would have to be 5 and 6. 6 would have to be next to a prey. So this would be prey. Obviously could not be 3. Okay, so that's potentially possible. So we know one of these two is Nosferatu. 7 cannot be either of these. So these would, because the 7 has to be the prey, this can't be prey. Interesting. So prey is one of these 3. Obviously, you could have 0 here. Oh, we need 4 and 8 here. Well, that's interesting. Because 4 and 8 cannot be here. 4 and 8 would have to be some set here. 8 would either have to be a prey with 0. So prey would have to be one of these 3. You could have 3 and 4 here. So the prey, I think, has to be 8 or 4. Right? 7 has to be one of these 2. So that means if it's 7 as the prey, 5 would have to be doubled. So 7 would prey. No, 7 would be the Nosferatu. Sorry, 7 Nosferatu preys with on the 3 to add up to 10, which is double 5, but that doesn't work. If 7 is the non-Nosferatu, it would be 5 and 9 to add up to 14, but that doesn't work. So this can't be 5. This has to be 7 with 6. So that forces this to be 5. Prey has to be one of these, and it cannot be 5. So it cannot be 6 doubled with 7 Nosferatu and 5 prey. So it has to be 7 Nosferatu. No, 6 Nosferatu. So it'd be 6 Nosferatu. 7 is doubled. So you have 6 and 8. So 8 would be the prey. Interesting. If you had 8 as the prey here, then you would have to have it with 1. If you have 8 as a prey here, it would be 4 and 3 here. Interesting. Then that leaves a 2 guaranteed here. So this is 2 with 1 or 3. Cannot be 3. So this has to be 3, 4, and 8 here. This is 3, 4, and 8. 8 would be, this would be a 3, 4 pair, so that forces this to be 8 here, and that is the prey. So we have nothing here, nothing here. This is a 1, 2 pair. So 1, 2, and 1, 2, which leaves the remaining digits in box 4, sorry, box 5 as 6 and 7. So that's 7, this is 6. Which means this can't be 7, this can't be 7, this is 3 and 5, so that's a Nosferatu there. These are normal. The 7 is preyed upon. Nosferatu's here. These are normal. This is normal here. This cannot be Nosferatu, so this would be 5, which makes this 3. So this is Nosferatu here. I don't know. This is looking like the solution here. So this cannot be 5. This is not blue. Oops. This cannot be 5. This is not blue. This is green. This is the prey. 14. This would be 1, 2, and 5. Obviously, 5 cannot be here on the Whisper 5 line. Interesting. So this is prey. If this were 2, and 2 and 7 add up to 9, which is too small, so this can't be 2. 7 cannot be prey here. This is looking fine. We have a problem here. This is the contradiction. Dang, that's a long way to get to that contradiction. There probably had to be a better way of doing that, but what's in a 1 to 2 ratio here? These are normal digits, so no prey. Well, you couldn't have prey anyways in a 1 to 2 ratio. But if you try to have normal digits, it's only 1 and 2 possible, and this is only 1, 2 possibility there. So that's the contradiction there, assuming this is Nosferatu. So it cannot be Nosferatu there. That's a long, convoluted way of doing that. Anyways. Yeah. Anyways. So... what does that mean? That means, okay, so these are normal. These are normal. This has to be normal then. So this is normal, which forces this to be Nosferatu. This can't be Nosferatu here. It's normal there. This is not 4. This has to be a 3, 6 pair, which eliminates 3 and 6 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 3 or 6. It's 5. This can't be 3 or 6. It's a 2, 4 pair, which eliminates 2 and 4 in the rest of the box. So this is the 4 as prey here, so 3 is Nosferatu here. Therefore, this can't be 4 here. This is a 2, 3 pair here. And this must be 4. So this can't be 3 or 5. This must be 6. Therefore, this cannot be 6 here. This is 5, 7, 9 as a triplet. Therefore, one of these has to be Nosferatu, because if they're both normal, they're not consecutive. So this must be normal. This is Nosferatu, one of those. 3 cannot be here, 3 cannot be here, 3 cannot be here, 3 cannot be here. So this is 7 or 9 here. Okay. This is 7 or 9 here. We don't know what this... okay, 5 cannot be here. So 5 has to be one of these two. Which means it's 5 with 6. So this is 6, this is 8. This could be... oh, wait. Shoot. Couldn't this have been prey? It could have been prey. That's what... do I have to go down that path again, then, to check? Probably. Okay, let's go down that path. Let's check. Okay, one of these Nosferatu. This can't be Nosferatu. This is normal. This is not. This is Nosferatu, so this can't be 4. This is 4. So no 2 or 3. This can't be 3. It's 5 or 6. We have 5, 6, 7, 9. 5, 6, 7, 9. 5, 6, 7, 9. This is Nosferatu, so all of these are normal. This is consecutive, cannot be 9, so it's 6 here, so this can't be 6 here. This is 2 and 4 here. This has to be 3 here. We're guaranteed a 6 here. 3 cannot be here or here. Why did I assume this can't be... That seems like a bad assumption too. I don't know where I got that. Anyways, there's some weird assumptions going on here. Okay, so 4, 4, 4, 4. If this is 5, 6, and 7, you guaranteed 5 and 6 here, which would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this can't be 5 and 6. Therefore, this is 8. This cannot be 5. This cannot be 5. This is 6 here. Next to a guaranteed 5 here. This cannot be 9, because the 9 has to be with the 8. Yeah, that was a weird assumption there. No. Right. All right. This is Nosferatu. That's the reason why. So none of these can be Nosferatu. None of these can be Nosferatu. Therefore, 4 cannot be here. That's the reasoning why. So these are all normal. Nosferatu is here. Whoops. I don't know what's going on. Okay, hold up. Yeah. Nosferatu is here. Cannot be here. It has to be one of these two. And so this cannot be 7, 8, and 9 because of that, because that would eliminate all possibilities for that cell. So this must be 5, 6, and 7. So there's no 9 here. So, okay, that's where we get this. Okay, so this is 6. This is 5, 7 as a pair. This has to be 8 here. 4, 9 as a pair. So that forces this to be 9. Again, 9 cannot be here. So we have 3 here, 3 here. That means 3 has to be one of those 3 cells. 4 here, 4 here, 4 has to be one of those 3 cells. 8 here, 8 here, 8 has to be one of those 3 cells. This is the 3, 4, 8 as a triplet. Therefore, we have 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. We have 3, 4, 8 here. You can only have a prey here. And prey is not consecutive with 3, 4, or 8. So this can't be prey. This is normal. So it's a 3, 4 pair, which forces this to be 8 here. This is 1 or 2. 1 or 2 is definitely not the prey, because it must add up to 16. So this must be prey here. This is 1, 2 as a pair. We have 5, 6, and 7. So again, to add up to this ratio, it does work with 7 and 6 being the Nosferatu. Everything else does not work. Obviously, 9 can't be Nosferatu here. So this has to be 6 and 7, which forces this to be 5. And therefore, we have 6 and 7 remaining in box 5. So this has to be 7, which is the prey. And since this is 7, this has to be 3 as the Nosferatu here. So Nosferatu cannot be here. And to be in a 1 to 2 ratio, this is normal digits. But 1 and 2 are eliminated. 2 and 4 are eliminated by the 4. 3 and 6 are eliminated by the 6 and the 3. And 4 and 8 are eliminated by the 4. So that doesn't work. So that's the contradiction. Okay, so we don't even care about that. So then that's the contradiction which leads to there. Okay. That's kind of long-winded to get there, but anyways. We now know then that this cannot be Nosferatu here. So these are normal. This must be Nosferatu here. This is not Nosferatu here. So these can't be Nosferatu here, and they can't be prey. So this is a 3-6 pair. Okay, so that's probably how it solves that. 3-6 eliminates 3-6 here. This is 5. This can't be 3. This becomes a 2-4 pair, which eliminates 4 in the rest of the box. This can't be 5 anymore. It's 3 or 6. This 2-4 pair means 4 is prey here. So 4 cannot be prey here. This must be 2 and 3, which eliminates 3 in the rest of the box. This can't be 5 because of 5 in the column. This is 7 or 9 here. This is 4 as a normal digit. 4 has to be Nosferatu in box 2. So this can't be 4 here. We have a 5 guaranteed here, so this is 5, 6, and 7. So this is 5 and 7 here, which eliminates 7 here, so this is 9. Therefore, that makes this 7. This has to be not 7 here. This is 4 or 9. So 9 has Nosferatu here. 7 has to be one of these two. This 2-3 pair eliminates 2 and 3 here. This is 6. So this cannot be 6 here. One of these has to be Nosferatu, because if it's not, the problem is they're not going to be consecutive. So then this is normal. Prey can't be here. So these are normal because they can't be Nosferatu either. So it can't be 3, 6. It's 1, 2, 4, or 8 here. This is either Nosferatu or Prey, guaranteed. We don't know which. 7. We have 5, 7, 9, 2, 2, 4, 8. Okay. Where are the 4? What are the remaining digits in column 4? We have... Actually, let's do box 5. We have 1, 2, 3, and 7. Right? Well, this can't be 7 because of the 5, 7 pair in the column. So one of these cannot be prey, because 7 is the prey in box 5. So that means this must be prey here. Okay. 3 can no longer be prey. So 9 is done here as the Nosferatu, which means 7 is the prey here. These must prey on this. So this digit can be 4, 8, 1, 2, no 4. Okay, so 4 cannot be here because 4 is already preyed upon. So 1, 2, no 5, 7, 9. It could be 6 or 8 here. Can't be 6, so it's 1, 2, or 8 here. Well, 4 is guaranteed in column 4 then to be one of these two. So it's 4 with 2 or 8 here. That means 3 has to be one of these two, which means this cannot be 3 over here. These are all normal because of the triplets here. So this cannot be 5 because we have already a prey and a Nosferatu in the box. So this has to be normal. So this can't be 5. We know the 5 is one of these. And if the Nosferatu were the 7, that doesn't work, because then they would not be consecutive. And this has to be an odd digit, because to add up to something consecutive, we need an odd digit and an odd digit to add up to an even digit to be consecutive with the other odd digit here. So this has to be a 1. So this is 1. The 5 is the prey, and that's only next to 7. So then this is 9. Okay. 5 is the Nosferatu here. 1 is the prey. That means this can't be 1. This is a 2-3 pair, which eliminates 2 and 3 in the rest of the box. So this is 1 and 7 here. That means this can't be 2 because of the 2-3 pair in the column. So this is 4 or 8. We cannot have a Nosferatu here because we have a Nosferatu guaranteed in box 8 in row 7 or 8, and in box 9 we're guaranteed a Nosferatu in row 7 or 8. So that means Nosferatu cannot be here. Nosferatu can be has to be one of these 3. So either this is prey or it's a 9. Or it's a low. Actually, it could be low. Interesting. Okay, we know one of these is prey. We know one of these is Nosferatu. We don't know which. Remaining digits in column. Okay, so this has to be 8 here. In column 6, we have 2, 3, and 6 remaining. So this cannot be 6 because it's not 5 away from 9. This could be Nosferatu. We don't know. Oh, this is 6 here, which means this can't be 6. This is 8, which forces this to be 6. So then this does have to be a Nosferatu prey pair. So that means 3 cannot be in either of these, because 3 is already accounted for in both prey and Nosferatu. 9 could be the prey. So this is 8. 8 is consecutive with 9. So this cannot be 9 here. We're guaranteed a 5 next to the 6, so this cannot be 5 here. So we know this is 9 and this is 5. We don't know about 3 and 7, though. Okay. Let's see. 7 could be next to prey, could be next to Nosferatu. We don't know. Remaining digits in row 4. 1, 2, no 3, no 4, no 5, no 6, no 7. I think it's 1, 2, 8, and 9. Oh, we have a guaranteed 8 and 9 here. Interesting. Huh. Remaining digits in row 6. No, it could be 1, 2. No 3. It has to have 4 and 5 here somewhere. And then no 6, 7, 8. It cannot have 9 either. So we know 8 and 9 are here. We know 4 and 5 are here. Huh. This could be 8. Interesting. We know we have a Nosferatu here. This is prey. So this can't be Nosferatu or prey here. So these are normal. We have prey in one of these. We don't know where. This is interesting. Huh. This digit has to be 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 4, 7, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9. I don't know if this is helpful. So, the Nosferatu must add up to at least 11. So it could be 2 and 9, with the 2 being the Nosferatu. Could be 5 and 7. No, cannot be 5 and 7. It could be 7 and 5. So it could be 2 praying, 2 Nosferatu, 9 pray. It could be 7 Nosferatu, 5 pray. It could be 7 Nosferatu, 9 pray. That's also possible. You cannot have 1 and 2 here. If you had 1 and 2, this would be 3, this would be 7, and this would be not possible. So, 2 can never be here. If this was 2, the problem with that is that you'd have a 2 here. Yeah, the problem is you'd have a 2 here. Oh, maybe you could have a 2 here if it's Nosferatu. 2, 8, and 9. Yeah, that works. Oh, okay, so that defeats all of those. Never mind that. This can't be 7 because of 7 in the column. This can't be 9 because of 9 in the row. Oh boy. Okay. If this is 4, that would mean this is prey. Which is possible. Yeah, there's no other restrictions going on here. Well, if this was... Okay, that's interesting. So if this was 4, this would be... No, it can't be prey. So it can't be Nosferatu here. It can't be prey either. If it's... Sorry, it could be prey, but it could only be prey for 8 and 8. 4 doesn't work because 4 is not 5 or more away from 0. So either way, this is 8, which forces this to be 4. Interesting. So this cannot be 4 here. One cannot be Nosferatu here. One cannot be Nosferatu here. One could be Nosferatu here, though. Not really, actually. If you had one as Nosferatu here... Huh. So say you had one here. You either have 1 or 2 here, because you cannot have both. If you have both, the problem is where's 8 and 9 in the rest of row 4? It can't be there. So if you have 1 or 2 here, yeah, it's problematic. Sorry, 1 and 2 here. It's problematic. So only 1 out of 1 or 2 is here. Obviously, they could be here, and then this would be fine. If you try to have... Yeah, you because then 8 and 9 are consecutive with each other. That's fine. Oh, interesting. Okay, so say this was a 1 or it was the prey. The problem with that is there's no single digit, which would be 5 or more away from 1 or 0, and 8 at the same time. So then this would have to be Nosferatu if that were the case. So if that's Nosferatu, obviously this wouldn't be Nosferatu, it would be prey, which means this wouldn't be prey, it would be Nosferatu. Which means this wouldn't be prey. Okay. And then so then Nosferatu would be here. Nosferatu would have to be one of these two. And it would then be one of these two. That kind of works. Hmm. So we don't have anything that right now that distinguishes them. This can't be prey. If this is prey, that would be next to 2 or 3. So this has to have a value of at least 7. And it could be the Nosferatu. Can this have a Nosferatu? Possible. Could this be Nosferatu here? That's kind of the question, right? It would have to have a value. Okay, so no, it cannot be. Because if this were Nosferatu, the problem is it has to add up to at least 12, which is 7 plus 5. But it has to do it without 4 or 5 because we already have 4 and 5 as Nosferatu. So it would have to do it with 1 or 2, which only adds up to at most 2 plus 9, which is 11. So this cannot be Nosferatu. This is normal. So this must be 1 or 2 here. So this is 1 or 2 here, which means the remaining digits in this row have to be a 4-5 pair because there's no other place for 4-5 in that row. And it can't be 4-5 normal here because that's not 5 or more away from 7. So this is 1 or 2. One of these 4 or 5 cannot be Nosferatu. So neither of these could be Nosferatu. Since neither of these can be Nosferatu, that means the Nosferatu has to be one of these two. So then this is Nosferatu here. This is a 3-9 pair. And one of these is Nosferatu. These are all normal. And they cannot be 3. This is 5, 7 as a pair, which eliminates 5 and 7 in the rest of the row. This can't be 7. This is 1. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's 7. This 3-9 pair eliminates 3 here, so it's 2, which makes this 3. 2 eliminates 2 here, so that's 1. So this becomes 2, 8, and 9. 7 is the prey here, so these are normal. So this is normal here because we have a prey and a Nosferatu in the box. That means we have to have a Nosferatu and a prey here. Prey cannot be one of these cells because it would be 0 with no 1 next to it. So prey has to be here. And the Nosferatu is one of these. So that means it must be 2 and 8 added together with the 9. So this is 9 and 2 and 8. And 1 out of the 2 or 8 is Nosferatu, and 1 is the prey. But we don't know which is which. Interesting. Okay. So this is definitely the prey, which means Nosferatu has to be one of these two. We have, again, Nosferatu in box 6 being in column 7 or 8, and Nosferatu in box 9 being in column 7 or 8. So the rest of column 7 or 8 cannot contain Nosferatu. So Nosferatu has to be one of these 3. 8 and 8. One of these is Nosferatu. We don't know which. You could still have 2 and 9 here. Okay. Okay. Where is the 1 as Nosferatu? Can't be here. because of the one in the row. Can't be here, can't be... Okay, one of these is Nosferatu. Can't be here, can't be here, can't be here. It could be here, but only there. And it could be here, but only one of these two. So either way, if we have one as Nosferatu here, it cannot be here. If we have one as Nosferatu here, it cannot be... One cannot be here. So either way, this is guaranteed to be 1. And one of these must be a 1, right? And one of them is going to be the Nosferatu 1, but we don't know which. Okay. 5 and 1 add up to 6. That is Nosferatu 7. That is consecutive with 7. Okay. Blah. This is very hard. There's a lot of stuff that you have to still think through. This could be prey. Okay, so what digits can this be if it's not prey? It's 1, 2, or 3, right? Otherwise, it could be prey as 5, 6, 8, or... It can't be 8. 5, 6, or 9. Okay. So 5, 6, or 9 there. Not too helpful. What about this? So this is a value of 9 or 10. So this cannot be Nosferatu. I mean, technically, no, it can't be Nosferatu. So this could be prey. It could be prey. So then it's also 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, or 9 as prey. That's a lot of possibilities. No, this can't be 1. So that's helpful, I guess. Man. This is convoluted. Jeez. Hmm. 9 is one of these two. Ugh. Hmm. I have to think through all of these then. Okay. So this is normal or prey. This is normal or prey. Man, there's so many possibilities. Oh. What are the possibilities? Oh. Hmm. How many ones do we have? Ooh, we are colors right now. One could be here or here. One could be any of these four. One has to be one of these two. Oh man. Hmm. Okay, so again, in box one, we could have 2 and 9, with 2 being prey, Nosferatu, and 9 being prey. 5 and 7 work. 5 and 9. Okay, so 2 can't be with 5 or 7 because it doesn't add up to a large enough sum. 2 and 9 work if 2 is Nosferatu, 9 is prey. Um, 5 and 7 work if 7 is for Nosferatu and 5 is prey. 5 and 9 don't work because they've both been Nosferatu. 7 and 9 work if 7 is Nosferatu and 9 is prey. Okay. So that means the combinations for box one are 2, 9, 5, 2, 9, 2 being Nosferatu, 7, 5, 7 being Nosferatu, and 7, 9, 7 being Nosferatu. Okay. Ugh. This is convoluted still. Jeez. I think it has to be based off of these Whisper 5 lines. Otherwise, I don't see how we can... Yeah, I don't see how we can restrict enough to get there. Because there's so many places that... Okay. One of these... So this is definitely prey. This cannot be prey or Nosferatu, so these are normal. So then we have Nosferatu, the prey being one of these 4. That ain't very helpful, but this is something, I guess. Yeah, prey can't be here, prey can't be here. Nosferatu is one of these 4. This cannot be prey, because if it's prey, that has a value of 0, which is not 5 away from 1 or 2 or 3. Hmm. Sevens. We are not restricted on 7s. 6s. We are not really restricted on 6s. Oh boy. We'll probably give this another 30 minutes, and if we can't solve this, we'll probably put this off for the next day. We're fairly close, I feel. It's just the problem is I have to figure out the next way we approach this. Maybe... prey, looking at that as prey, and restricting it, maybe. Okay, let's try this as prey. If this is prey, this can't be prey, this can't be prey. So this is the Nosferatu, which means this can't be Nosferatu. This is prey, which means this can't be prey. So this is prey, and this can't be prey. Oh, interesting. So we know at least one of these cannot be prey. Could be both, but we don't know if it is both. This can't be prey anymore. So this is prey, this is prey, one of these two is prey. So that means this still could be, okay, cannot be 3 if this is prey. So it could be 2, 5, 6, 8, 9. That's still fine. This would have to be 3? Yes, 3 is prey here. This is 2. That means 4 is prey here. This is 2. So neither of these can be 2. Interesting. Which means we are guaranteed a 7 as the Nosferatu. Because 5 and 9 cannot be. So this is 7, which makes this not 7. So it's 5 or 9 here. This is then 5. This is 7. This is Nosferatu, so this cannot be Nosferatu here. Which means this is Nosferatu here, so this is 4. This is 9. Interesting. So this cannot be 2, 5, or 9 here. If this is prey, it's 6 or 8. Interesting. So this can't be 7. This cannot be Nosferatu. This can't be Nosferatu. This can't be Nosferatu. So the Nosferatu's here. Which means 1 cannot be the Nosferatu here. Which means 1 is the Nosferatu here. Interesting. Okay. Does that tell us anything? Not particularly. Well, this has to be no 5, 6, or 9. Cannot be 2 because of 2 in the column. So these are normal. We have one thing I should have done, I guess, before I went through all this is, whatever. I know that's not a solution. Okay, so these are normal. All of these are normal. These are done. These are all normal. This is normal. Oh, this, we don't know about this. This is normal. This can't be Nosferatu, so these are all normal. No 7 here. Seven has to be one of these two. That's not helpful. So far, this is looking fine. Okay, this is Nosferatu. It cannot be 3, 4, or 5, or 9, so this is 2. Okay, that's helpful. So that's 2. And then we have a contradiction. So this can't be 2 here. This would then be 8 as the prey, which would mean 2 is the Nosferatu here. And then we have a contradiction. Okay. That's helpful. That's a very long-winded way to get to a contradiction, though. Ugh. Anyways. We know this is normal, and it has to be 2 or 3. We know all of this is normal. Okay. Oh, we have a 2-3, 2-3 pair in row. That's interesting. Yes, this can never be Nosferatu. We already have 3, 4, 5, and 9 as Nosferatu. 9 here, 3 here, 4 here, and 5 here. So this, if this is Nosferatu, can only be 2. Because it can't be 7, 1, 6, and 8. Again, 3, 4, 5, and 9 are taken. So this would be 2, which would force this to be 8 as a prey. And then Nosferatu would be here as a 2, which was contradiction. So this cannot be Nosferatu here. Where is the Nosferatu in row 2? Can't be here because it has, again, cannot be in column 7 or 8 because we have 1 here and we have 1 here. Can't be here anymore because it would have to be 2 and that would lead to a contradiction. Therefore, this must, and these can't be Nosferatu because one of these two must be Nosferatu, so it has to be here. So this is Nosferatu. This is not Nosferatu. This is prey, so that eliminates prey from being here. So this is prey here. These are normal. So this is prey. This is Nosferatu, so this cannot be Nosferatu here. That means this is Nosferatu here. So this can't be Nosferatu. This can't be Nosferatu here, which means this is Nosferatu here. So this has to be 2, 3, 2 or 7 here. And this can't be 5 or 9, so this is 2 or 7 here. And they both see, they're different 2s and 7s, and they both see these cells. So they cannot be 2 or 7 here. This has to be a 3 as Nosferatu, and this is 9. So this cannot be 9 here. This can't be 3. We then have 2 and 7 as Nosferatu here and here, which means these are guaranteed to be Nosferatu. Well, can no longer be 2 Nosferatu here, so this must be 8 and 9, and this must be a 2. So this is 2 as prey. So we know that is prey, and this is not. So this is Nosferatu here. We have 1 and 6 remaining as Nosferatu, and it has to be here and here. So this is one of these. We don't have a guaranteed 6 here. We have a 2, 3. Okay, so this is 2. Because it cannot, 3 is the prey here. So this is 3, this is 2. Which means this can't be 2, this is 3. So there's no 3 available in box 3. So one of the, this can't be 3. Where is the 3 then in row 2? It has to be here. So this is 3, which eliminates 3 in the rest of the column. This can't be 2. So either this is 1 or 6, or this is 1 or 6. That means 6 cannot be here. And 1 can't be here. So no 1, 2. You could bet 3, 4, 5, no 6, no 7, 8, or 9 is a possibility. And this can't be 9 because of 9 in the row. Because we only have 1 and 6 remaining for the, whatchamacallit? The Nosferatu. Prey, we have 5, 6, 8, and 9. Okay. This is 3, which eliminates 3 here. So this is 6, which eliminates 6 here. So this is 3. Okay. These are normal, because we know this is prey, and this is Nosferatu. Hmm. We know there's a guaranteed 2 here because there's no other 2 in column 2. We also know there's a guaranteed 7 here. So this cannot be 2 here. Blah. 2 can't be here or here. Hmm. We are really close now. 3 obviously has to be one of these 3. Hmm. So this is normal. Blah. Oh, these all see 2 and 7 also, right? These are different 2 and 7s. So this can't be 2 or 7 or 9. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Obviously, this can't be 1. Can't be 4 because of 1 in the row, 4 in the row. Huh. Okay. We have a 3, 4, 5, 8, 9 quadruplet. Quintuplet in column 9, which eliminates 3, 4, 5, 8, and 9 as possibilities in the rest of the column. So this does have to be a 1, 6 pair here. So this is 1, 6 and 1, 6 guaranteed. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Well, we know 1 out of 1 are 6s in one of these two cells, and the other 1 or 6 is one of these two cells because we can't have both be in the same row. That means the 8 has to be with the 1 or 6, but not really that helpfully. This can't be 8 because of 8 in the row. Can this be... What is it? Prey. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 already as prey. We have 7 as prey. We have 1 of 5 or 9 as prey. That's interesting. So what happens if we make this prey? Oops. Make it prey. That means this is not prey. So this is prey here. This is normal. We have normal here. Normal here. No prey here. So one of these is... Well, we don't know. This would be 4. This would be 2. So this would be 7. Okay, which would force this to be 2. Okay, so this could not be 2 here. Obviously this can't be 1 or 3, it's 5 or 6. That's fine. No 2 here. That's not helpful. What happens if we make this 2? Maybe that eliminates things. 2, which forces this to be 9. So then this would be 7. So no 2. Sorry, no 7. No 7 here, no 9 here. No 9 here, no 9 or 2. No 2 here. This 9 would eliminate 9 here. So this is 4, which makes this 9. 4 is the Nosferatu. So this would not be Nosferatu. Therefore, this is not Nosferatu, it's normal. That's Nosferatu. This is normal. 2 eliminates 2 here, so this is 4, which makes this 2. So this is not prey here. That means this is prey, so this cannot be prey. It's 1 or 3. So far, that's looking fine. 4 cannot be here because of 4 in the column. So far, it's looking fine. Oh. No. Never mind. 3. Ugh, this is still convoluted just to just to try to finish this up. Wow. This is definitely very hard. Hmm. One of these is prey. So this can't be prey here. One of these is prey. It cannot be 4 or 7. It cannot be 9. It has to be 5. Interesting. Right? 4 and 7 are already taken. 9 is taken now as prey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 9. 7 can't be prey here. 4, 7, and 9 can't be prey here. So it has to be 5, which means this cannot be 5 here. This can't be 5 here. One of these is prey as 5, so that means 5 is taken as prey. We have 6 and 8 remaining as prey. 8 cannot be prey here, because we have an 8 guaranteed that's not prey here, so 8 has to be prey here. Therefore, this is 1 and 6 here as the prey. And the, whatchamacallit. So this cannot be 8 here, because it has to be prey. So 8 is prey here, cannot be here, so this must be prey here, and it's 8. Which means this can't be 8, that's 8. So far this is looking fine. That's problematic. These are all normal. These cannot be prey. Since this can't be prey, this must be prey here, which means this cannot be prey here. This is prey here, and is a 5, which means this can't be 5. This is 4, that's 5. No 5 here. This is normal. So this is 1 or 6 here. Cannot be 1. This is 6. So this is 6. Which means 1 is... Right, 1 has to be the... whatchamacallit? The Nosferatu here. So 6 is the Nosferatu here. So this is 6, that's 1. This is all looking fine. This can't be 6. Where is the 6 in column 6? It has to be here. That means this can't be 6 here. Where is a 6 in row 8? Can't be here because of 6 in the boxes. Can't be here because of 6 in the column, and this is filled out. So this is 6. Jeez. And no. We have to have one of these as 8. So 1 has to be one of these two, so it must be this must be, one of these two is the Nosferatu, so it can't be here. That means this cannot be Nosferatu, it's a normal cell. This is looking fine, 9 and 8. 1 and 6 adds up to 7, so this must be 2 to be 5 away from 7. This is 3, that makes this 1, which means this can't be 1. So it's not the Nosferatu, so this is Nosferatu, which means this can't be Nosferatu, so that's normal. Normal. Nosferatu here is 5, this is 1, that's 7. 5 eliminates 5 here. Oh, wait, hold up. So if we tried... This actually could then be 3 still. That's interesting. Huh. Well, okay, this is still correct. No 5, no 8. This can't be 4. We have a guaranteed 3 in column 8. Sorry, in column 6 is in row 7 or 8. Same with column 9. So this cannot be 3. This is guaranteed to be a 1. So this cannot be 1 here. This has to be a normal digit. And this is 1 here. So this is 7 or 8. Cannot be 6, 9, or 8. So this is 7 in that instance. Which means this can't be 7. That's 5. This is 7. And that does satisfy the Nosferatu also. Which can't be 5. 9 cannot be here. Where is 9 in box 7? It has to be here. So this is 9. This has to be 3. I mean, this is looking fine still. This eliminates 9 here. 7 has to be next to 2. Cannot be next to 3. So this is 2. This is 3. Which makes this 5. That's 4 here. This is 2. That makes this 4. This 3. This 9. Okay, so this is all looking fine. 2 and 8. This would be 2. That would be 8. 4 eliminates 4 here, so this is 7, which makes this 4. This is all looking fine. This has to be the correct path, then. Yeah, this is all looking fine. So then, that was assuming 2 was the Nosferatu. So then how do we get the non-2 as Nosferatu? We just have to assume it, I guess. Dang it. Because the thing is, that was the most restrictive one, which is why I went down that path. Right? But was working. So that must be the solution path then. This is normal. So one of these is one of these is the prey. So this cannot be prey. One of these two is prey. One of these two is Nosferatu. One of these two is Nosferatu. This cannot be prey or Nosferatu. So these are normal. These could be both. So we have green or red here. This is green or red here. This is green or red here. Obviously, this is green or red here. This is green or blue. Green or blue. And these are green or blue here. Okay. We do actually have some information. Where is 8 as prey? We have one. These are already set. These are set. These are set. And this can't be 8 as prey, so 8 as prey has to be one of these. And it cannot be 8 here, so this can't be prey, which means these are normal. That means one of these two is prey, so this can't be 8 here. So this has to be 8 as prey, and we have that set here. So this cannot be prey, which means this is prey here. So this is prey, which means this can't be prey. So this is normal, which means this is prey. And prey cannot be 2 or 7 or 4. So this is 5 or 9 here. We have a 5-9-5-9 pair as prey. So this cannot be, therefore the rest of them cannot be 5 or 9. Therefore this must be a 6 as prey. And this can no longer be 6 as Nosferatu. So this must be 6 as Nosferatu here. And this is 1 as Nosferatu. This cannot be Nosferatu here. So we know Nosferatu is one of these two, so this cannot be Nosferatu. This is normal. So this must be Nosferatu here, which makes this the 8, and this is the 9. 9 eliminates 9 here, so that's 5, and that's where we get it. So this is 5, which eliminates 5 here, so it's 4 and 5. 5 can no longer be Nosferatu or prey here, so this is 9. We have 6 done as prey. 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 4 and 9. This can no longer be, this 9 is not Nosferatu, so this can't be Nosferatu, therefore this is Nosferatu here, which eliminates Nosferatu here, so this is normal, which forces this to be Nosferatu here. And the Nosferatu here has to be the 6 because we have a 1 already here, and 6 can't be here, or here, or here. So therefore, this is the 6 Nosferatu, and it's done. We also have the 1, because it's one of those two. That means this is 1 here. 9 cannot be either of these. 9 cannot be here. Okay, we have 4 being one of those, 8 being one of those. This is 8. So this cannot be 8 here. Where is the 8 in column 9? It has to be here. So this is 8. These cannot be 5. This can't be 5. One of these, this can't be 5 here. No 5 here either. So 9 has to be one of these two here. Six cannot be here again. So this is all pretty similar. This can't be 6. This cannot be cannot be prey. So this is 1 or 3. Well, where is the 3 in box 9? It's in row 7 or 8. Where's the 3 in box 8? It has to be row 7 or 8. That eliminates 3 in the rest of the row. So this can't be 3 anymore. This is 1. which means this can't be 1 and the Nosferatu, so this is normal. Again, we can't have 6, 9, 8, or 9 here. This must be 7. This has to be the 1 as the Nosferatu. That means this can't be Nosferatu here. This is normal. The Nosferatu here is 5, which makes this 7. So this can't be 5 or 7. This can't be 7. 7 can only be next to 2 out of 2 or 3 normally in normal Sudoku on a Whisper 5 line. So this is 2, this is 3. 2 eliminates 2 here. So it's 5. 5 eliminates 5 here. Oh, 7 can't be either of these two anymore. It can't be here, so this must be 7 here, which forces this to be 2. That means 5 eliminates 5 here. This is 4, which eliminates 4 here. That's 2. So this can't be 1. This is 2, which eliminates 2 here. So this is 4, which makes that 2. 4 is the prey. So it has to be prey here, which means this can't be prey, which means this can't be prey, and it cannot be the 8. So this has to be prey here, and is the 8. That was, wow, that was really... I don't even really remember how I got to that stage. It was the 8. It was finding out that where could 8 be the prey, and it had to be one of these two, which eliminated there, and that led to that. Okay. No 3 here, so this must be 3 here, which means this cannot be 3 here. This has to be 3 here, because there's no other place for it. 5 can't be 5 here, so this is 6. That leaves this as 9, which means this can't be 9. That's 4, which makes this 9. This can't be 2 or 4. It's 7. This can't be 2, 7, or 9, so it's 4. And the rest we do from Sudoku. 1. We have 1, 2, 3. We have 8 ones. We know where the last one has to be. It has to be here. 2s. We have... Well, we know in column 7 we have 2 and 8 remaining. This can't be 8, so this must be 2, which makes this 8. Where's the 2 remaining? So I think that's 8 2s. Yep, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know where the last 2 has to be. It has to be there. 3s. We have all 9 3s. 4s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We know where the last 4 has to be. It has to be there. 5s, we don't have that much information on. So we can't really do much with that. 6s. We have 8 6s. We know where the last 6 has to be. It has to be there. 7s, we don't have very much information on. 8s. We have 8 8s. We know where the last 8 has to be. It has to be there. 9s, we have 8 and 9s. We know where the last 9 has to be. It has to be there. So that leaves this as a 5, which leaves this as 7, which leaves this as 5, which leaves this as 7, which leaves this as 5, which makes that a 7, and therefore this is a 5. Woo! That was difficult. That was very, very difficult. Very cool, but very difficult. Yeah, plus you have to obviously spot these things, or you have to bifurcate. And I think you don't necessarily have to bifurcate if you can logic through all of this, but there's a lot of logicking you have to get through to do that, right? It was helpful to have these numbers here so that you can know which one was prey and which one was Nosferatu, right? So that was very helpful to use these. But even without that, it took me a while to figure out where the praise could be. And yeah, that was a very definitely lived up to the very hard difficulty level. But also very satisfying if you can do it. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.